Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and I have finally been able to test and build the login champion here, Sun Wukong. And I think he's actually gonna get slotted in to being used as my normal general utility farming arena team. So I want to show you some of the build that I got going on here with him and how I'm going to be using him in game, and just have a discussion about this newest login champion coming to raid. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so I don't really need to go over Sun Wukong's kit a whole ton. We've seen that ad nauseum by this point. But in terms of my first build that I want to try out for him, I wanted to go with a decent blend of damage and enough toughness to kind of stay alive and cycle through. So I've got the two pieces of the immortal set there, and then I also have a reaction ring to try and help me be able to keep him alive, to be able to get his turn popping off. Because once I have him rolling and once I've got him to take his turn, we should be in a pretty good spot. So if you want to see the stats I ended up with here on the first build, we've got about 40k HP, 5700 attack, 2300 defense, 211 speed with the 100% crit rate, 240 crit damage, and I did go with the Helm Smasher, so I'm missing out on 20 there. I went with the ignore defense instead of the extra crit damage, and then 438 accuracy, enough to be scary, but not building him like a Ceres or something with 700 accuracy. And I did go ahead and book him up because I think all of the books are pretty impactful. I mean, obviously you're getting cooldown on the A2 and the A3, and then you're getting a big boost to the stun chance here on the A1, which is going to provide more consistent CC. So I think he's a good enough champion to justify using books on him if you have them. For the masteries, like I said, I did go with the Helm Smasher there to ignore defense, and then I think this one can be pretty good, the charged focus, because he is going to prioritize typically in most situations an ability that requires accuracy. So when you don't have anything on cooldown for that first kind of push in the arena, you're going to get a nice little boost on, up there on the accuracy. And since you do need to build other stats on him, probably going to be difficult to get the accuracy. So here in the support tree, getting those two up top is going to be super handy. And then also that third one right here for the 4 of each enemy alive. With those 3, you can actually boost it up quite a bit, which is definitely going to help him out a lot to get more value out of his kit. And then I actually do like the Master Hexer on him because you're going to be able to double dip that here with the block buffs, and block buffs is insanely impactful. When you have block buffs on a 3-turn cooldown and your Master Hexer can do it for 3 turns, that is completely bonkers. And I think that makes this a must-take mastery here in the Master Hexer to help you get a lot of value out of that. And then the offense tree, pretty much self-explanatory, but I went with the Helm Smasher because I was lacking some defense ignore. If I built him in Savage, I might go with the Flawless Execution, but since I didn't have that, I only have the 2 pieces of Cruel, I wanted to take advantage of the defense ignore that I can get. And yeah, I've had my Great Hall maxed out for like 2 years at this point. I was one of like the people that started raid in the early days, and I was one of the first people to max out my Great Hall. But I do still definitely go through and farm up the classic arena as much as I can because I want to hit this cap of 10k Magistio every time a CVC hits. So I just hit 10k here today, and then I'm going to go through and do a bunch of crafting right now during this CVC being live here that looks like we have a good chance to win. So I do still definitely farm the classic arena as much as I can, just to make sure I kind of plan it so that every 2 weeks I hit about 10k Magistio, and then I spend it down to like 7,800 or 8k or whatever to make sure that I've got an opportunity to craft as much as I can during CVC when I want to double dip the points as much as possible. And when it comes to farming the classic arena, I try to go with like the laziest, most general utility team that I can, just a team that I can put in there and it's going to be good in all sorts of different situations, whether they have a defensive team with Duchess, or they have a speed team with Arbiter, or they've got a super tanky team like this one right here. This is a fun one. They've got Arbiter and Wither and double Duchess. So they're basically just trying to put together a super pain in the ass defense that you're not ever going to be able to kill because they've got triple revive and all the toughness there. And then Wither is insane with the support and the heals and the tankiness with the defense up and all of that. But that means I've only got 4 spots on my account for farming classic arena because I want to set together one team and then just farm lazy. I don't want to sit here and min max or do anything like that. So I've only got 4 spots on my account. And I think Sun Wukong is going to be able to get in there. First of all, he improves my aura because I'm not using the Mighty Uko aura, which is going to be, I believe, 20% on the Mighty Uko. Yeah, so not only do I get a better aura here of the 28 instead of 20, so that's already an improvement, but he can also kind of help me do damage and also remove buffs and block buffs and give me a lot more utility compared to if I were trying to use someone like Ramantu. I really liked using because Ramantu could kind of fill in that utility role, block their passives, remove the buffs, and then do enough damage to be scary if I build them as a hybrid. but I think Sun Wukong is going to be even better at that role. So I think with the release of Polymorph, we're probably overdue to get an adjustment to Ramontu. I mean, he should be a little bit better than he is because he is the reward for finishing all of those missions. So I think it's probably a good opportunity to revisit him and do a balance update on him. He hasn't changed at all since release, and he hasn't really progressed with the power creep of Raid. But Sun Wukong going to be slotting into my general utility team. But yeah, I think I'm going to be liking Sun Wukong to slot into that role. What I was doing before Sun Wukong was I had Candrafon in there. And the reason I was using Candrafon is because he is, if you see right here to the left of my camera, he's the only champion that I have as a +3. I've got a couple that are +2, and then Candrafon was my only +3. And I'm lucky enough to have Duchess, and Candrafon pairs super well with Duchess. So I was using him. But Sun Wukong is going to bring a lot more utility and consistency to lazy farming in the arena because he is going to increase the aura. He's going to help me remove buffs. He's going to revive himself, which is another huge thing. I don't have to like wait to get revived by a support. I can really help kind of just be super consistent in any situation. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. We've got a tanky team here at 230. I'll see if I can find like some interesting fights and some challenging ones to do. Well, this is the way that I kind of do the arena. I just leave it on auto. You see there we get Tormund to kind of protect me against these Arbiter teams, and then CC everything, and now I'll have Sun Wukong come in and do his AoE right there. Boom. We get the damage and the utility there, blocking all those Duchess buffs. And then hopefully we can do enough damage to kind of chew through and get through the tankiness before they can kind of revive everything. It can be super nice to bring somebody like a Rotos or whatever, but I think with the AoE damage, we're going to be able to get through some of these classic arena fights a little bit faster, and yet he was able to chew through that no problem. Now, if they would have been like 320k power or something, I may have wanted to change some things around. Now this one here is all the way up at 250 with some CC and some revive and block revive and all that. This could be an interesting one. Let's go ahead and pop this up. So they've only got an Arbiter. Sometimes I will click and just do like one thing while I'm sitting here farming. I'll click on their reviver. The cleanse from the Mithral was a little bit rough. Hopefully we can block debuffs. Oh, look at that. Yeah, definitely enough damage there. That's so handy. That's going to be a little bit better than Ramontu, I think, in terms of how I can build him to do both damage and also have enough accuracy to bring utility as well. And we should have plenty here once we're rolling. Yep, there it is. We do get the unkillable here on Mashaleh, but he will be down as soon as he takes a turn. Tornado does pop off, but it won't matter. And now he'll die in one hit. There we go. Okay, how about this one? So we've got almost a 300k with Duchess and UDK. Lydia to block the revives. That does hurt the Sun Wukong there on Lydia. Lydia getting a little bit of a bump in value, maybe because she does block him trying to revive himself. So this one almost at 300k, and we should be good to go. Yeah, once we're rolling, it is over. And there we go. We'll get the damage. And there we have it. So, okay. Yep, totally viable, and I think I'm going to enjoy using him to lazily farm the arena. But, okay, what about this one? This one's got a higher team power than me. We've got Nekarit. I hate Nekarit. Facing him is so tough. UDK, Wither for all the tankiness. Let's see if we can chew through this here. Do we do enough damage with Sun Wukong? They're going to have enough resistance that they'll probably be able to stop him. Because he's only going to have like the 470 something accuracy. They've probably got some champions there with enough resistance. But it's a decent start here. They don't have revive on there. So if we can chew through anything, we should be set. We're blocking debuffs because of the Duchess. And we should do enough AoE damage to kind of get through everything. Yep, there it is. And boom. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy slotting him in. I think he's going to be a lot more consistent than what I was using before by using the Candrafon. And now this will be my new classic arena team to farm up. And I haven't changed it for a while. I did add Mighty Uko in there a few months ago, but it's been pretty stable every single classic arena match for months. So pretty cool that I'm able to slot in even as an endgame player to put in a login champion that I'll actually be taking advantage of here on my account. Oh, and look at that. We've got the 101% mini mix packs are back, and we've got a fusion coming up. Very, very nice. I may have to consider getting after that. Oh, but I did also want to talk about the poll. Since we're doing a Sun Wukong video, I did want to pull that up really quick. Okay, so here is the poll that we did on the channel here for Sun Wukong, and we ended up at almost 8,000 votes. Shout out to all of you. You always come through super well. We always get like 5,000 to 10,000 votes on the polls, and that really helps out here in the channel, so I definitely appreciate it. And Look at you guys, 69 likes. You love to see it. Now, I'm going to go the opposite of most YouTubers, and I'm going to say do not go like this poll. Let's leave that at 69. Don't ruin it for me. So do not go like the poll. Have you ever heard that from a YouTuber? But yeah, anyway, so when it came to the ranking here from the viewers, we had, it looks like this was pretty solidly an A. So usually the letter grade is whatever one wins, and then you shade it to whichever one next to it has more votes. Like if there's more votes on S, then you would say it's an A+. If there's more votes on B, then you would say it's an A-. But really, this was about as solid as it gets because you've got a pretty even split between the S and the B. So he is kind of the quintessential A rank champion right here. I'm working on a big infographic tier list project where I rate every single legendary in raid, and we get like an updated 2023 version, this huge massive Photoshop infographic where I go S, A, B, C, D, F, and put every single legendary in the game. Sun Wukong will probably end up in the A tier. So I think I agree with the viewers on this one so far. After acquiring him on my account and then testing him and playing with him and building him and all of that, I think he's going to be pretty much a solid quintessential A champion. And there we have it. Appreciate all of you. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you soon in the next video. Peace.